Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack exactly how to successfully navigate the Brazilian visa process. We're looking at a highly practical, step-by-step guide based on our source material, Brazil Visa Consular Program Explained. So if you're looking to unlock travel to one of the most dynamic, rapidly growing economic and cultural hubs in the entire world, you are in the exact right place. We're going to decode all that bureaucracy and give you the blueprint for a successful application. Let's get right to it. Have you ever actually thought about traveling to Brazil? I mean, really picture it for a second. The vibrant energy, the booming business markets, the deep, rich cultural history. The whole idea is just thrilling. But then reality hits, right? You open up an embassy portal and suddenly all that excitement completely evaporates, replaced by a mountain of PDF forms. The visa process can feel incredibly stressful, confusing, and honestly, sometimes it feels a little risky. Like one wrong checkmark could totally ruin your plans. It's a known fact that embassy paperwork can just drain the romance out of any trip. But listen, if you've ever felt overwhelmed just thinking about appointments and document checklists, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. The confusion is super common, but it's also completely solvable. Here is our structural roadmap for today to demystify this entire process. We'll cover why travel to Brazil, the Visa Consular program itself, who can actually apply, your essential document checklist, how to secure that approval, and getting it right with travel. Starting off with Section 1, Why Travel to Brazil? The draw of a vibrant global destination. Brazil isn't just a place on a map. According to our source material, it's a powerhouse destination that draws thousands of people internationally every single year for a surprisingly diverse set of reasons. You've got pure tourism, obviously, exploring world-renowned cities and experiencing a uniquely rich culture. But beyond the beaches, there are massive, expanding business opportunities. We're seeing a huge surge in international conferences, vital global networking events, and important family visits. The source even points out that this is often more than just a solo trip. It's an opportunity to connect with growing global networks, sometimes even traveling alongside recognized African icons and thought leaders. It's literally a place where culture and serious opportunity intersect. Moving right along to Section 2, the Visa Consular Program. Let's demystify this official process. So before you can step off a plane in Sao Paulo or Rio, there is one unavoidable hurdle. What exactly is the Brazil Visa Consular Program? By definition, this program is the official bureaucratic gateway managed directly by the embassy or consulate. And it's crucial to understand why this even exists. Consulates aren't just there to make your life difficult, I promise. They are the official gatekeepers tasked with ensuring every single visitor aligns with the country's legal and economic frameworks. They operate on strict logic. Once you understand that you're not just begging for permission, but rather presenting a logical, ironclad case to a gatekeeper, well, the whole system makes a lot more sense. Taking a big, scary, bureaucratic system and breaking it down reveals a very clear momentum. The process logically unfolds into 4 main phases. First up, submitting your initial application. Second, providing the correct documents. Third, attending appointments if the consulate requires an interview or biometrics. And fourth, the waiting period for a final decision. Now, phase 1 usually feels pretty easy, but phase 2, providing the correct documents, that is the gauntlet. This is exactly where the momentum stops for most people. But understanding that this is a step-by-step progression, rather than one giant wall of tasks, instantly makes the whole endeavor so much more manageable. And our source highlights a fascinating and frankly, super frustrating reality about this entire system. Many people get rejected, not because they're unqualified to travel, but simply because they don't understand the process properly. Think about the tragedy of that for a second. You could be a highly successful business owner with plenty of funds, but if your bank statement is missing one official stamp or your hotel dates don't perfectly match your flight dates, the consulate's algorithm will just reject you. Rejections overwhelmingly stem from simple misunderstandings and poor preparation, not a lack of actual merit. The major takeaway here? Having the exact right information completely changes your outcome. Which brings us to Section 3, Who can actually apply? Qualifying for your Brazilian journey. Whether you're a first-time traveler, a seasoned business pro, or heading to a specific networking event, you've got to meet some foundational criteria. First, you must have a valid international passport. Second, you need a clear purpose for your trip. And this is vital. Clear purpose means avoiding vague answers like, oh, I'm just visiting. Nope, they want specifics. Third, you must be able to provide all required documents. Fourth, you have to show proof of funds. Let's add some quick context to that. Proof of funds isn't about proving you're incredibly wealthy. It's just about proving you won't become a financial burden on the state or be tempted to violate your visa by working illegally. Finally, you must have no serious immigration issues on your record. If you meet these baselines, you are in the game. Let's look at Section 4, your essential document checklist. It's time to organize that paperwork. Dividing dense paperwork into distinct, logical categories transforms an intimidating checklist into a completely manageable dossier of trust. Think of it in 4 main pillars. First, basic documents: your passport, your completed application form, and passport photos. Second, travel details: your flight reservations and concrete proof of accommodation. Third, and perhaps most scrutinized, is financial proof. This usually requires bank statements covering the last 3 to 6 months. Why that specific time frame? Because they want to see consistent financial stability, not just a sudden, suspicious influx of cash right before you apply. Finally, supporting documents. This includes proof of your employment or an invitation letter. An invitation letter is a real game changer because it acts as a local entity personally vouching for your presence. Mastering these 4 pillars is the absolute foundation of a winning application. All right, Section 5, how to secure approval. Positioning yourself for success. So gathering the documents is really only half the battle. How do you actually get that approved stamp? Our source outlines 4 core strategies. Number 1, be honest. Always provide accurate information because a single lie can literally result in a permanent ban. Number 2, be prepared by actually understanding the entire process before you begin. Number 3, submit complete documents with 0 missing details. And number 4, which is arguably the most critical strategy of the whole shebang, show clear intent. Showing clear intent means demonstrating deep ties to your home country. You need to prove to the consular officer that you have very compelling reasons to return home after your trip, whether that's a permanent job, property ownership, a business, or immediate family. If you can clearly establish that you are a genuine visitor who will absolutely return home, your approval rate skyrockets. And that brings us to Section 6, getting it right with travel, navigating the process with expert guidance. Look, doing all of this completely on your own, especially if you're applying for the very first time, is undeniably tough. It's highly prone to error. The source material emphasizes a very clear mantra for navigating this. Smart applicants don't guess, they get guidance. Instead of playing a stressful guessing game with bureaucratic requirements and risking costly delays, lost fees, or even a permanent rejection mark on your record, many successful applicants rely on specialized, structured help. It's really about replacing the anxiety of the unknown with the peace of mind that comes from expert preparation. To mitigate these exact risks, our source highlights platforms like Travul as a specialized method for handling the process. These platforms are presented as tools designed specifically to translate complex bureaucratic language into simple, actionable steps. They assist applicants by guiding them through a deep understanding of the current visa requirements, helping to prepare and double-check exactly the right documents so nothing is missing. And crucially, they advise on how to position the application properly to clearly demonstrate that all-important intent to return. It's an objective solution noted in the material for anyone looking to move forward with absolute clarity rather than guesswork. The opportunity to experience the vibrancy, the booming business markets, and the incredible culture of Brazil is absolutely out there waiting for you. But as we've seen today, the gateway to that opportunity is strictly paved with preparation. So the final thought I want to leave you with is this. Now that you have the structural roadmap and you actually understand the logic of the consulate, how will you choose to prepare for your journey? If you're looking to utilize the specific tools and guidance mentioned in today's explainer, the source directs applicants to visit www.travul.org or reach out directly on social media at Travelism. The choice of how you navigate the bureaucracy is totally yours. Will you let paperwork stand in your way, or will you take control of the process? Keep learning, stay prepared, and safe travel.